And in here, I think, is the last room we have yet to visit. So it's another one of those conveyor areas. And you can see the areas on the floor mark where the steam vents are. So I'll want to wait for those to go by. Hi, guys. Hopefully we can make it past these before the steam comes back. I think I'll wait for this one, though. Maybe I didn't have to. And this is the point where I tend to get a bit confused as to where I should be going next. I wonder if these would be bombs. I guess not. It's a good thing I think we have just enough bombs to make it through here. I was expecting them to provide us with bombs. Because usually, when you're in an area that absolutely requires them, they have them. Maybe they're somewhere else in the room. But I'm dangerously low on bombs right now. I've never really had an issue with not having enough bombs. So I'm hoping this doesn't become the first time, because that would be unfortunate. Now we've activated this room again. And over there is the boss key. So we have an idea where we're going next. And this ladder will take us back to where we came in. The question is, do we want to go back this way? I don't think we do. Because we can't travel back up. We had vines there in the present, but back in the past, all the conveyor belts are active, so we can't go back that way. We have to go back the way we came. So we'll have to carefully time our run in such a way that we don't get hit by any of those spike balls coming down. Good. And bring whatever this will back here. We can go down here, but is there anything for us to do? That Beamos is moving. That's interesting. I don't think I ever noticed that Beamos moved. Huh. Never actually looked down to see whether or not the Beamos would go. I guess it did. Anything over here we can... controls? Yeah, I can't do anything with that thing yet. Let's make our way over here. Looks like the thing to do. Well, there's a thing with two guys. Good. Now, you don't have to open these up if you know what you're doing. And I do, but I'll do it for the sake of demonstration. You can see there's two on the left, there's three in the middle, and there's one on the right. So if you're a veteran of Ocarina of Time, the first thing you're thinking is 23 is number 1, right? Keep that in mind for late... Hi, guy! No thanks. Let's switch over to the metal one so I don't lose the wooden shield. I guess we'll kill you while you're here. You're gonna be a problem if I don't, right? So you might remember 23 is number 1. The thing is, and we have the opposite ones on the other side. So you might think 23 is number 1's the key. Please bring those over. At least one got here. I think the others fell down. Dang. And I think we'll want to bring this one over, not bombs. We'll want to bring this little guy over with us. So we can use it to cross. So we'll hop from this one to the next one, assuming I'm able to make the jump. And we'll use it to travel in the other direction. Getting the exact placement for the fastest motion of the platform is a little more tricky than you'd think. And I think we can just shimmy this thing out of the way, so we have access to the ladder. And in there is the boss key, which we obviously don't have access to yet. So let's get this platform moving. And hopefully we'll be able to reach these things. So, The opposite side, we had 23 as number 1. And in here we're going to have 3 switches. Switches that we will not be able to access unless we open these up. So you do have to open each of them up. And again, you remember 23 is number 1. The thing that throws everybody off is that's not the correct order you want to hit them in. Rather, they're oriented in a way that matches what's on the opposite side. So here we see 2 on the left, 3 in the middle, 1 on the right. That 2 matches up with the 1 on the right here. The 2 is on the left on the opposite side, and here it's on the right. So you want to align them up horizontally. We hit the one furthest away from us first. And maybe the beetle would be the easiest thing to do rather than have to navigate all of these with the platform going back and forth, back and forth. So we hit the one furthest away from us first. The second one, closest to us. And the third, in the middle. So it's not 23 is number 1, but 13 is number 2. And now we make our way over to the boss key. Hopefully we'll be done with the area soon, because I've kind of had enough of this place already. Which direction are we going? Game, do you want to make up your mind? That'd be great. Thank you. Hopefully there's a bombs. Nice. And in here we have 2 Ormos. So if you can get the stabs correct, you can get these things in one cycle fairly easily. But again, you're going to want to stab them and try to get as good of an angle on them as you can. But the Ormos aren't that difficult to deal with. And in here is the ancient circuit. This is what we used to open up the boss door. I don't think there's anything interesting in here. I mean, it has like a starry sky, which is kind of nifty. I think it's also in this room too. Yeah, it's really nice. You'd think it'd be just some regular kind of metal. But they have some really nice decorations in here. I like it. Wish I worked in a place this nice. But I believe the boss door is over this way, and this is where it gets a little confusing, because we have to make it over to this side, and I always get confused how to get there. I guess we'll just go a bit to our right, and then take this thing back. But I think the door is underneath us or something, so it's a bit confusing how to get there. Yeah, it's like right underneath us, to the right, and now it's past us. So I always forget how to get there. Like, it's right in there. So we have to make our way across that conveyor belt. We have to make it down there. In order to make it down there, we have to make it over there, and we do that by taking this thing. And I have to explain that out loud for myself to get it, otherwise I won't even think to do it. Because you think, okay, the door's right over there, let me just jump straight down and dead. I think the Beamos is moving, though. I don't want to deal with the moving Beamos. The steam! Steam! But you can sort of jog in place if you're not dashing. So it's not impossible to keep going if you see the steam there. But here's the door. I don't know why, I just never think to go that way. And this brings us to one of the more annoying puzzles in the game, if memory serves. Or I'm just thinking about it completely incorrectly. I think I'm thinking about it incorrectly. Let me just quickly save. And I have the strangest feeling we might have missed a treasure or two. If we missed one treasure, probably not important. So this part's going to be a little interesting. What we have to do is work with this thing and travel along with it so that we don't get blown off by the steam vents. So you can see this thing's traveling along, and wherever we're in the past, we won't have to deal with those steam vents pushing us off. And now that this thing's over here, it also opens up the boss door for us. So we haven't actually reached this point before, although I think we could have if we went here earlier. I want to say. Maybe I'm wrong. Hi, buddy. Maybe I won't go over there after all. Is it a boss door? Because it looks like a boss door. Thank you, Fly. So now we have this thing. Is it not straight enough? Oh no, because it's oriented the wrong way, I think. The edge was a bit too long. It's not this way. I always get this one confused. Like, is it this way? Darn it, game! Why you gotta be confusing? Like, everything looks like it could be, but it's not. Ah! Why you gotta be confusing? Why can't it just be a regular key that's nice and easy to put in and nobody has any questions about it? Come on. Come on. There you go. There are only 6 potential orientations it could be. It's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. But I love the effect when it opens, that part of it is in the present as well. Beautiful. I also realize I have the iron shield equipped, but since we're not dealing with electricity, it's not going to matter. Oh man, it's a scorpion! Thousand-year arachnid Moldarach. So whichever direction this guy has his pincers open are directions that he's vulnerable. So you have to direct your slice in such a way that it is able to reach his pincer. And you can only attack it in a certain way. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't always cooperate with you, so I like alternating the target every so often, because it helps center the camera right behind you so you can get a clear shot. But it's easier if you're able to destroy one pincer over the other. I'm distributing my shots evenly, so that's not going to make it easy. But if you only have one available to hit you, then obviously it makes your life a little bit easier, because you only have one pincer to worry about. But he won't always give you an opening to attack it before he attacks you with it. So you'll want to keep an eye open. And then he'll start burrowing underground. You'll have to attack his eye in the middle when he pops up. Try to stab if you can. The stab doesn't always work as well for me. Sometimes I have difficulty having it register a stabbing motion. Come on. Yeah, sometimes it'll just bring up the shield like that. I don't really know why. But if you're able to keep up with him and just keep the pressure, he's no problem at all. What are we waiting for? Oh, of course, because it's a sand-based boss, all of the sand has to drain out of the arena somehow. Magically, without killing us! That opens up the way forward. That's 11. Look, it's got Like you see, the entire arena was just... There's a ladder that goes all the way back up, isn't there? How about that? Never really look around this arena after you actually beat it, but it's like the main station. It's a main train station where you have the track in the middle. I wonder if there are any kind of references to spirit tracks in this room. I've never played the game, so I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there are some references to it in here. I mean, it looks very similar to the first area we went into with the turnable track, but maybe there are some references in there somewhere. Very curious to know. But either way, we made it through. Hopefully this will bring us to the Temple of Time. Music cuts out and everything. It's all quiet. The only thing you see up there is a time shift stone. The only thing that'll reach it is the beetle. And it's a long, long flight up there. Building the suspense. So everything's culminated to this. We know where Zelda is. We have a feeling where she's going. Everything will be revealed when we go through. And this place is just gorgeous. So you make your way through. You have the statues of the little robot buddies on the side. You have an area that... this place just looks so sacred, too. It's almost humbling, the kind of area that we're going through. It makes you realize just how important what we're doing and where we're going is. Made it to the other side. There they are. Guess we're just in time. It's what I like to hear.
Hey!
Will do, Impa. I promise to, Zelda. Just like in Twilight Princess, as they go through the portal, they destroy it behind them. Now you've done it, Giant! I blame myself. I should have reprimanded you the last time we met, but instead I was soft. I take pleasure in punishing you, but I have no time for recreation. But next time, I'll do more than just beat you senseless. I'll make the affair so excruciating, you'll deafen yourself with the shrill sound of your own screams. Zelda, I don't know where you're going, or what you're gonna do there, but I'm thankful you made it. And with that, Our adventure through the Luminarum mining facility comes to a close. Zelda vanished through some sort of portal. I'm guessing the Gate of Time. And we're not gonna find her here anymore. I guess we have to go back to the Sealed Temple in the Farron Woods. Let's see what we can find there. Before we go, is there anything else around here like worth noting? I mean, there are a couple of rupees here and there. We could probably blow down a couple of these. Amber Relic, not bad. I won't be blowing all of these away. But, see this temple. Gates completely destroyed. You can see the symbol for Din, Nehru. I'm sure Ferora's is there somewhere amongst the rubble. Gate on both sides. It has stairs on both sides, but we can only go in one. That's interesting. But yeah, there's not too much for us here anymore, unfortunately. It's still interesting that this is the only one of those crests we've seen with the Triforce. I have a feeling we may not understand the implications of what we saw here for a very, very long time. Another Amber Relic. I guess all the big ones are hiding Amber Relics. Maybe Gorko has something to say. Well, I didn't know myself until recently. Sorry. I'll probably do the same. I'll see you there. But either way, this UniversalGiant. And we'll go back to the Sealed Ground, see if we can make some sense out of what happened here next time. See you then.